Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope we're doing well. And today we've got some Mandalorian casting news and just general information about the Mandalorian as well. This is something that was broken on, or at least I was let know about this last night on the One Man Low Council, and that is Kyle Reese himself, actor Michael Biehn, has apparently been not only cast as a bounty hunter from the Mandalorian's past, but also we have some concept art revealing what this character likely looks like. So this is alleged concept art, so this has not been made official. This is something that has at this point been leaked, and looking at it overall, I think it actually looks pretty badass. There's an interesting dynamic here where it's almost like a mixture of samurai and obviously some futuristic elements to it as well. But for me, as someone that likes that samurai, that type, I think that it actually looks pretty badass. Pretty badass looking rifle he's got there as well. I like the gun that's in the center of his chest too. So overall, if this is indeed legitimate, if this is what we're going to be getting from the actor, again, who played Kyle Reese back during the time of Terminator, I would actually be pretty much on board with that. Now, I've made it very clear my thoughts about the first season of Mandalorian. There were some really good episodes, especially those by Deborah Chow. There were also some really bad episodes, especially that one by Bryce Dallas Howard. So it's been this mixed bag of episodes, and overall has kind of just left this meh feeling in my mouth about the show overall. I think that it's leaps and bounds better than anything Disney Star Wars has done since Star Wars Rebels, but it is still not quite up to, I would say, Clone Wars level, or especially the original trilogy level as far as just being great content. But this, I think, is a step in the right direction, seeing that it is a character and an actor that a lot of geekdom and a lot of sci-fi fans will have a strong connection to. We've seen that they've been trying to do this in a wide variety of ways, and I think that this would be a very good choice to bring in, because you would of course have Terminator fans looking at this saying, ooh, we got Kyle Reese coming in to play a badass. That sounds freaking awesome. So we'll obviously wait and see. And of course it is April 1st, April Fool's Day, so who knows if people are just trying to put out very clear fake news today, or whether or not it's just the worst day for people to believing in it. But it looks pretty legit to me. Again, that at the very least, whoever designed this is a good artist, because I would actually really like to see this character in a comic at the very least, or rather a cartoon at the very least, seeing that I'm not much of a comics person. The design is rather interesting. While making Star Wars has described him as a bounty hunter, he looks more like an Imperial soldier. The helmet looks similar, extremely similar to Han Solo's helmet from Solo during his time as a soldier of the Empire. Here is a better look at the outfit courtesy of Hot Toys Collectibles. So again, this is from the failed Solo film. Again, hashtag Solo lost money. Filming on The Mandalorian concluded in early March. Gina Carano, who plays Cara Dune, noted the show wrapped filming on March 6th on Instagram. So season 2 has already been filmed in the can, so they were lucky enough to be able to get most of that filming done. But remember that that's probably mostly principal photography, so they very well could be some secondary units, shots that still need to be made in order to get the, all the scenes and all the shots and all the cuts that they need. Of course, it has to be edited, it has to be rendered, and so all of this takes a long time. But based on what we're hearing, it seems that they're pretty much on track to be able to release at some point around whenever they were originally planning to release. We don't have any official announcements on that release date. The second season is also expected to star Ahsoka Tano, played by Rosario Dawson. It's unclear how big of a role she will play, but early speculation indicates her inclusion could also mean that Sabine Wren might show up on an episode, might see them team up with the Mandalorian in order to reclaim the Dark Saber, which for anyone that's a fan of shows like Clone Wars and shows like Rebels, that gets me very excited, because I personally really like Sabine Wren's character from Rebels, and Ahsoka Tano, I think, is, again, one of the best characters that has been created, not only in Clone Wars, but in a lot of, in pretty much all of Star Wars canon at this point. And I made it clear that I think Rosario Dawson, I think she has the potential to pull that role off. She would not be my first choice. I personally don't think, depending on what age Ahsoka Tano is going to be at this time, I don't know if that quite matches up, but because of makeup, because Rosario Dawson still looks incredible, I think that overall they'd be able to make that work. But there's obviously been a lot of people angry and upset about her casting, because she is supposedly anti-LGBT, which is just complete and total nonsense. Others believe Ahsoka could be involved in hunting for Baby Yoda as part of the Clone Wars thread that saw Ahsoka and Anakin rescuing Force-sensitive children. So that could definitely be an interesting aspect to this story. The Mandalorian executive producer Dave Filoni also recently updated his Twitter background profile with artwork showing Ahsoka Tano and Captain Rex riding a pair of Lothwolves. So or Lothwolves. So as you can see very clearly, Ahsoka Tano is definitely going to be playing a role in this season. So it's actually a pretty exciting overall. What I do find interesting is that they've wrapped up filming, and yet they are also announcing Rosario Dawson's in there. But then there's questions about whether they even want Rosario Dawson, people attached to the show, etc. If they have those many issues with her, how is that actually going to work out? How far along are they? So as I mentioned before, are they just done with principal photography, or are there other elements that they're going to be adding in the future in order to get Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka Tano in it? Either way, great to have characters like Ahsoka Tano in there. I think it's pretty exciting to have, the character that played Kyle Reese here as well. Michael Biehn in this way, again, looks like a badass soldier. Again, has that kind of the samurai vibe to it, which I personally am digging quite a bit. Another little bit of rumor news. So this is from Mirror. So this is from the Mirror, so just take it with a grain of salt. But The Mandalorian Season 2, apparently Jamie Lee Curtis has been spotted on the set. Now, there are many actors and actresses that will visit sets of shows when they have no association or affiliation with it. It could be one of a few things. One, it's just she visited the set because she was invited or because she knew someone on set and just wanted to see how things were going. Two, it could mean that she might be coming up in either another show or in the next season of Mandalorian, and she was brought on to see how things work and the characters. Or she could easily have a cameo too, because remember that we do have the ability now in this age of technology to have a lot of CG characters that can be voiced by almost anyone. So maybe she has an uncredited role where she does the voice work for somebody, or maybe she plays a Mandalorian and she's behind a mask and we never see her and we're able to have her voice instead. Overall, again, I'm a general fan of Jamie Lee Curtis. Again, I'm not a super fan by any means. I was very sad to see the most recent edition of Halloween. I was expecting a little bit more, especially from her character. But with all that being said, I think that it would be interesting to have another high-profile actress, we can say at the very least, being brought into this as well. I know there's a lot of people out there that are just completely over everything Star Wars, and I understand it and I respect it, but, at the end of the day, there is still this fire, there's still this love of Star Wars that I have in my heart, and even though I will continue to call out the nonsense of Disney-run Lucasfilm, Mandalorian is really one of the few good things going right now in Star Wars. And so if they're going to be bringing in people like Jamie Lee Curtis to bring in a certain role, or again, especially Michael Biehn as well, and they've already, of course, announced Ahsoka Tano and Rosario Dawson, seems like with those named actors, people that others would recognize in the public, that they are taking this show as seriously as they can. And also, based on all of these announcements, Dave Filoni is the one that seems to be speaking about a lot of this. Jon Favreau has been speaking about this. Kathleen Kennedy has really not been speaking. And so the other good thing from this is that it seems very clear that this is a show being run from the bottom up by Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni having a lot of input as well, and of course the directors associated with those specific episodes, since Jon Favreau is writing, or was at least writing, most of the episodes in season 1. I assume that's going to happen in season 2. But having Kathleen Kennedy not on set and not influencing herself into the show, it spells very promising things for season 2. But anyway, what are your thoughts about this? Are you excited for this bit of casting news? So again, Michael Biehn playing a role here, playing a bounty hunter. I think it's going to be pretty badass overall. Also, this news about possibly we have Jamie Lee Curtis being involved in some form or fashion, and everything going on right now with Ahsoka Tano, with them finishing up on filming, with the possibility of Sabine Wren. Again, that's just rumor at this point and speculation. There's no actual proof of that yet. And to see if there's going to be this crossover between both Clone Wars and Mandalorian could be very cool to see, especially with that Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni connection there. But let me know your thoughts about this and all the things we talked about in the comments section below. If you like this video, smash that like button, hit that subscribe. It helps a lot. You're all amazing, beautiful people. And again, the channel's been relatively slow the past couple of weeks. I imagine it's because of higher traffic on YouTube and other sites, and it's affecting the YouTube algorithm, etc. But if you are a member of this channel, if you're friends with people that are members of this channel and you're not getting notifications, please click that notification bell. I try to upload one video a day, so I don't try and inundate your feed with videos. And of course, I do live streams every Tuesday and Saturday on this channel, and then Friday Night Tights over on Nerdrotic. And so if you want to support the channel, liking the video, sharing the video is a great way to do that. Of course, you can join on Patreon, Subscribe Star. It is April 1st, so it's a brand new month for anyone that wants to join Patreon and Subscribe Star today. You get various benefits and perks, including access to exclusive giveaways of 4K titles, Blu-rays, etc., digital codes too. and many other things. Go ahead and check out Patreon, Subscribe Star. Links for those are in the description of the video. And think about supporting the channel. That way we can continue and I can continue to do this work. So you all are amazing, beautiful people. Have a wonderful day. And as always, God bless. And now to give a special shout out to my March Patreon and Subscribe Star members: animation commentator Brian P., Dion, David Brobrizik, Divex, Elizabeth M., Enrique Evangelista, Father Christopher Miller, Hail Father, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan, Harold Francis, the Honker Chunker Funky Monkey, Inflame Wood, Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, JJ Jonathan Jerembeck, Kenneth Camiel, Lady T, Mad Mitch Dunaway, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin with the beautiful hair, Orange Hat Reviews, Outpost Dyer, Perpetual Punster, Riff Magos, Riff Racer Request, Rosetta Allen, Sir Lancelotto, Steve Glasker, Teresa Martin, Theodore Bendon, The DJD Show, and Tina B for Patreon, and my Subscribe Star peeps: Robert Revo, Larry, Mr. Roy, Glinzer, G2 Cool 99, Dark Star 57, Alex McCarthy, US 888209 Fast, Dean Heiss, Harold Francis, J-Rod the Beer Guru, Nebadan G. Adams, and ZK Man, and Mike Jackson. Thank you all so much for being my Patreon and Subscribe Star members for the month of March. You are all amazing people. Thank you so much for the support, and I hope that you are enjoying your perks. If you do not know the perks that you get, make sure you read again through all the perks that are listed, and also check your messages if you're over on Patreon, because if you are a $5 and up backer on Patreon, you get special access to giveaways over on the Discord. I send out messages with a link to join the Discord server. I will then hook you up over there, and you'll have access to some really cool giveaways. I give away 4Ks, Blu-rays, digital codes, try and give away at least a couple of big movies, 4K Blu-ray titles a month, and try to do at least 2 to 3 giveaways for when it comes to digital download codes. And I might try and do a little bit more this month as well, because I'm always trying to add extra stuff to it. And also, if you are a $10 or up backer, then you have access to a special podcast that I'm starting to do with John the Flick Pick. That's right, John Flickinger of the Flick Pick channel. We're having a lot of fun with the podcast, and so expect that every couple of weeks. And of course, also any extra behind the scenes, extra footage, extra interviews, extra solo podcasts as well, you will also have access to. And my special $25 and up backers on Patreon, Subscribe Star, you have access to all of those things that I've listed. You also get a t-shirt. That's right, I will send you a t-shirt for your first month. And of course, you can also be featured on the Chosen to Valhalla live stream once a month. You get to be featured on the Odin's Movie Blog channel. It's always usually on a Sunday around 12 p.m. Eastern time. You get to join some lovely peeps and have some really great discussion with all of the Chosen of Valhalla and me with the live audience. Anyway, you guys are all amazing and beautiful people. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And as always, God bless.